here with Miami coach Anthony Noreen after a 3-2 overtime win over Western Michigan, and we'll take some questions.
Coach, congrats on a big win. They kept coming in waves, and your guys just kept fighting it off. And how's it feel to come away with that overtime win?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we talked a lot coming in about they're a team that they come in waves, and they also they score in bunches. And I think you saw they scored the first goal, and they had a push, and we weathered it. They scored the second goal, they had a push right away, and we weathered it. And I felt like every time we got through that, man, there was some really good moments there. I mean, that's as good of a hockey game as you're going to see. I thought it was hard fought. I thought it was fast. It was physical. There was skill. The goalies were tremendous. The special team, that's the best team in the country. You step back and put it in perspective for a second. It's a pretty good moment.
Yep. We talk about depths a lot when we're talking. Probably not thrilled with taking the 10-minute misconduct.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
But how about the effort to come back? And what does that say about his character to come back the way he did?
He owed. And then after the first one, I said, okay, you owed. Now why don't you one up? And big-time players make big-time plays in big moments. And I didn't just think it was that. I mean, he got behind him in the first. He had a couple looks there in the third. Really good response. I mean, something we talk about from day one, things are going to happen. How do you respond? He wasn't happy with that. Obviously, it was, we need him on the bench, but to come back and do that and finish that one at the end, I mean, that's one he'll probably never forget.
What changed between the first and second period? You guys came out maybe a little tentative, but really cleaned it up and were a better team the last 40 minutes?
Yeah, I thought we got better as it went, for sure. I think the game kind of settled in a little bit. I mean, there's nerves. You walk out, and it's that atmosphere, and you're playing the defending national champion. I think there's, we wanted, and I think it's really healthy for our group to feel these moments and feel what those games are like and feel what that atmosphere is like. Not many have been in that before. Program hasn't been in that in a long time. So we want them to feel that, but it's one of those things where you just gotta trust your training, and you gotta trust the work that you've done to get to that point. And then I felt like, in the second period, when we started having some of those where we were winning some of the 50-50s and we were creating some second and third chances, and then it's like, okay, now there was some confidence going. And then, I mean, by far the best hockey we played was down the stretch in the third. You get it tied 2-2, and we had some really good looks. But listen, I mean, they're who they are for a reason. They just keep coming. They got skill from top to bottom. They got speed from top to bottom. I mean, we play a very similar game as each other, as you could see, and it's a little bit of a battle of wills, who's going to break first. So, it's a great hockey game.
How much prouder are you that you had two key guys you lost for that last stretch in Luka and Hay? Yeah,
I mean, obviously two huge pieces for us. I mean, as big as it gets, and we're hoping for the best on both of them. Some guys stepped up. I mean, Blake Messenberg stepped up big time tonight in the center role. And then I thought, in the back end, there's a bunch of guys you could point to. I thought Sean McEwen, I thought that was his best game by far. I thought he really stepped up and ate a lot of minutes when Vladdy went out. And again, I think it was, Nicholas Donato. You could go up and down. I mean, all six of those D, Vladdy plays 25 to 30 minutes a night for us. So when he goes out, those guys go I thought they really did a good job with those minutes, and obviously we're hopeful we get both those guys back soon.
Did you kind of feel that last 2.5 minutes left? You had that huge shift where you kept cycling. You were able to get guys off and get new guys on. Were you guys kind of feeling it at that point?
Yeah. You felt like it was maybe one of those. I mean, he made a big time save, and again, Drobes had plenty of his own, but he made a big time save there with about 1:10 left, where we had that high tip, and he made a great save, and then it's behind him. And but the building was electric, and you just. Again, the momentum and what's going on this campus right now, this is pretty special. You gotta feel these moments, but I think what we've really done is set up for an even better one tomorrow night. And obviously they're going to be better. We know that. We gotta get ourselves regrouped, and should be another fun one. Hopefully we have that same type of atmosphere.
All season long, you've been physical. Your team, one of the hallmarks is a physical team. I think probably by design, but you early on in the season were maybe taking more penalties. Tonight you took 4, but it didn't feel like they were out of control. Is this a sign, or is this just demonstrating the development of the team, of how they're able to play up to that line and still be physical without going over the line.
Yeah, and I didn't think early it was so much our physicality where we were getting penalties. I thought it was just sometimes being on the wrong side of it and a stick or a reach, or maybe not driving your legs that extra little bit. And something we talked about, something we hammered in practice, something our guys have learned. And again, that's what good players do. You take the information from the situation, learn from it, you get better. I mean, obviously you see what that power play looks like, and you see what the power play last weekend looks like. You can't go to the well too many times. And I thought we've done a good job of finding the line, not going over. We have to be a team that is constantly on that edge of, like, you're just right there of maybe going over it, and we're going to live right there, and we're going to keep pushing it to the next level with our physicality, and that's top to bottom. That's an expectation from everybody.
I wanted to ask about Sean specifically, his game, and how you can tell that he's going to elevate it when he's called upon. Like, how do you know when you're bringing him in that he's going to be that guy for you, that if there's something, he's going to be solid no matter what, but he can elevate to that level?
Yeah, I mean, drafted him when he was 15, played for us when he was 17, was a 7th, 8th defenseman on a really good team, and every time he came in, he did whatever we asked him to do, 8 pucks, stepped up, fought, grinded his way in the lineup, was a captain the next year, a captain the following year, a captain the following year on a really good hockey team. That's why he's here. That's why he's here. Like, he was, that conversation happened before. I say this all the time, and it's the truth. Before the talk with my mom happened, the conversation with Sean McEwen happened. And that is, he knows that, and I know that. And that's what he's here for. And I said it from the beginning. Like, that's a kid. He is going to give you every single bit of everything he has every single night. And if you're going to go down, win, lose, draw, you're going to do it with guys like that. That's what this program was built on. And that's what this program is going to be.
And how about the efforts of Johnny Emmons? He doesn't show up on the stat sheet, doesn't get a point, but you had him in there in the under a minute to go, and he's out there.
He killed. And again, I said mess. Obviously, Johnny stepped up and played some really key minutes for us. Again, it's one of those things where he was pushing to get in the lineup, got himself in, obviously scored a couple of big goals, and I think it's a confidence thing. I think he's, you thrive in the role you're in, and you earn more, and I think he's a guy that's, he's done that. He's earned more.
Maybe the two best, I think easy to say, the two best goalies in January in the NCHC go toe-to-toe, and how about the effort by your goalie, Drobes?
Yeah, both guys were excellent, and obviously they were, it's very clear they were trying to get to Drobes, and clear we were trying to get to their guy. And again, it's you need that. Like, you have to, that team they're going to make plays and they're going to get chances. And I thought Drobes made some key saves. I thought their guy did the same. And fun to watch.
One more for you, the sellout crowd. The atmosphere in there was incredible. What did that do to help spur the team on to? You could tell at the end of the game that they felt it.
Yeah, it was pretty special. Obviously, man, we appreciate every single bit of that. Everyone who helped, obviously, from the top, and David and Brad and their team, and everyone that supports. But the student body, IFC showing up big time. But they were not just here; they were into it, and we felt it, and we built off it. And I think that's what makes college sports so special. Obviously, what you saw at Millette last weekend, and to do that here, and like, man, this is a special place when the sports are going, and the students are coming, and they're supporting. And I don't know if there's a harder atmosphere to play in than that was tonight. So we got to keep that going, and obviously we got to do our part and make sure we play a way that they could be proud of and get behind.
Here with David Deputy after a 3-2 win over number 4 Western Michigan, and we'll take some questions.
Taps, it was a electric game. The atmosphere, the style of play, it felt like playoff hockey from watching. What was your overall perspective on the whole game?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I came here. We wanted to build it into something that was like that. I know a few years back it was, like that every night. But, yeah, I mean, that crowd, I've never played in front of something like that. And every hit, it seemed like that was a goal. Or, like the refs were getting yelled at every 2 seconds. It was awesome. But to just be able to help this program get back to where it is it's truly so special.
You not sure if you're trying to get all your PIMs in one game, but you bounced back in a big way. How are you able to rebound, and how good did it feel to be able to get that game winner?
Yeah, that penalty is just not me. That's not the player I want to be. Emotions were running high, and I kind of had a mental lapse. And honestly, I wasn't really trying to shoot it out of the rink. It kind of caught an edge, but nevertheless, that can't happen. And I'm just glad I was able to bounce back and help the team win because I felt pretty bad about what happened. But obviously it ended on a good note.
Even earlier in the game, before that happened, you got in behind. You were able to. I mean, it's been a hallmark of your game most of the season, but you've been able to get in behind the defense. You had a couple of good looks, and then able to find pay dirt in the third. How are you able to get in behind? And they're really good. How are you able to get in behind them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all starts with the way we play. We reload, we move pucks quick, and with my skating, that's just what I try to do is just use it to the best of my ability. And credit Quinny on that first one. He laid a pretty sick pass to me. Didn't go in, but yeah, I think that's just what I've been trying to do all year. And obviously, they're a great team and they're tough to score on. So when you can get those chances, it's huge.
How emotional were you guys? The last few minutes, did you feel like you had it? Because you had that big shift. I asked Coach about this.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes ago, you guys kept cycling, bringing new guys out, and you guys had them on the ropes. Did you feel like at that point you had the confidence, you're building confidence?
Yeah, I mean, that's college hockey, right? Like, it's all momentum, especially in rinks like this. And, we go to their rink and they do the same thing to us. But, yeah, honestly, like, we found our game probably halfway through that game. And we know we can play with teams like this. And this program has to be able to play with teams like this if we want to do what we say we want to do, so.
You talked through that game-winning goal, what you saw, how it developed for you.
Yeah, honestly, I was more worried about them scoring. We had a 2-on-1 going back the other way, and I got a pretty lucky stick on it, and I looked up, and it was me and Deli, and that's a pretty good player on the other side of me. So I was really thinking about passing it, but, I didn't pass up a shot, and it went in.
Can you just kind of talk about just overall what makes Western's penalty kill just so good, and it just seems that they're just very smothering defensively?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those, first of all, they're super well coached, obviously. They did what they did last year for a reason. And a lot of those guys have been playing together for 3 years now, so they know their systems pretty well. And they have good detail when they do it. So, obviously the power play is a huge part that we need to kind of figure out, and if we want to keep doing what we're doing. But, yeah, they're just a good team, so they're going to have a good penalty kill.
In a game where there's not a lot of shots for you guys, some are going wide, some are getting blocked, kind of all that, only 3 shots in the second period. How do you guys kind of stay focused on your game and making sure that the shots that you are getting is, more high quality than anything else?
Yeah, I think we always talk about, 8-second shifts, which is having the puck in the O-zone for 8 seconds, and we count those up. But, yeah, honestly, that's hockey sometimes. You don't have as many chances, especially against a team like that. They're pretty tight defensively, and they're a good defensive team, so you're not going to get as many grade A's as you want. But it's just about keep pounding the rock, and it's going to go at some point. So
that game-tying goal, kind of what'd you see on that breakaway, and how about that pass from Sean?
Yeah, I mean, Q, I could say so many great things about that kid. He's one of my best friends, and the way he played tonight in the last few games, you see why he's the player he is. But yeah, I think it was just a 4-on-4. Ilya made a really hard play out of the zone, and it was a 2-on-1, and I just thought, I got to get to the back post here, and he zipped it right to me, right on my tape. So it was a pretty easy goal. I just kind of put my stick there.
On that game winner, you mentioned thinking about passing. I thought I saw a head fake in there
Yeah.
of the pass that Deli did. Did you make the head fake?
Yeah, that was in my head for sure. I was like, I saw, I don't know if it was a forward back there, but he had a pretty active stick, so I was kind of confused for a second. I was like, where's this guy going? But no, obviously Deli's doing what he's doing this year, and another really great player on this team. So I was thinking about getting him the puck, but I decided to shoot it, and it went in.
Team defense has been sort of the name of your guys' game, particularly over the last month or so. But your goalie has been incredible. What do you say about Drobes and the way that he's been playing?
Yeah, I got interviewed in St. Cloud a while ago, and I said how that kid's not on a Richter list is beyond me. To see what he's doing and how he's not one of the best goalies in the nation, according to whoever makes that list, is a joke. But to me, he's the best goalie in the league. He saves us every night, and we wouldn't be the team we are without him. So, and he goes about it as a pro, and I couldn't say more good things about the kid.